What is up there, guys? The Wiz back again for another video with some more Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information that's going to be checking out right here, right now. So let's get right to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this out. Nomura's quote right over here. The biggest challenge is not so much the differences between the Kingdom Hearts franchise and the other brands. When I direct a game, I ask for translations to be as direct and faithful as possible, no matter how complex the subject is. This implies the question of which of the two localizations, Japanese or English, is the best. The truth is that, especially for Kingdom Hearts, an incorrect or defective translation risks compromising the comprehension of the whole story, and this is why I care about it so much. On the other side of the scale, however, I also understand the dynamics that characterize the team approach to the localization of the game, which are quite complicated. After all, it is not an issue I can deal with firsthand, therefore I prefer leaving dealing with this problems to others. Alright, so some pretty interesting stuff here from Nomura himself. So yes, this is always an interesting case when it comes to, you know, the Japanese version and the English version. Personally, I don't understand why they don't just stick with the source material, but we've seen stuff like this from time and time again when it comes to either, like, you know, anime, the subbing, or the actual dubbing itself. Like a perfect example would be, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z. In the Japanese version, they say a certain something, but in English, usually they change the words around. Not that it makes a huge difference, but, like, you know, you kind of lose some moments. Like, oh, so that's why some people are like, oh, you know, in the Japanese version, he actually said this. Well, in the English version, he actually said that. Now, I understand why sometimes the English people like to go ahead and change it, because usually when they do the animation, it's meant to fit more of the Japanese voice actor, and I guess sometimes the English people go ahead and change it that way it fits with the movements of the mouth perfectly. Because if now you're just gonna have some weird, awkward, off lip syncing titles, like especially like if you look at any of the Naruto games, say for example Naruto is talking and it's like, oh, I want to become Hokage, and in the Japanese version it looks perfectly fine, but in the English version, when you see Naruto saying, oh, I want to become Hokage, you'll still see his mouth moving after he already said that. So that's why sometimes you will see like the English version is a little bit different than the Japanese version. But I like how Nomura says, like, he actually knows this stuff. Like, he prefers for, like, you know, to stick with the subject, even if it sounds weird, or no matter what. I mean, this is Kingdom Hearts, we should be used to this by now, but, like, you know, you gotta be careful with these things, especially when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. Any mistranslation or different wording of a certain word could totally change things. Perfect example would be the Marluxia thing. Everyone was saying, oh no, Marluxia's joining his own group or whatever, but no. We learned that that was not the case. I told you, my dudes, Marluxia is indeed talking about Xehanort's Organization 13. So stuff like that can make a huge difference, can impact the game story in general, and I'm glad that Nomura recognizes this, although it's unfortunate how he says that he can't really deal with it firsthand. I wish he could. Hopefully, like, you know, people will go ahead and respect what Nomura says. I've never really noticed any differences, like, from the past Kingdom Hearts games, but seeing as how Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be a big game, I will go ahead and pay attention to see if there are any differences. Hopefully, there aren't too many differences, because like Nomura said, like, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and make your own style to it, but, you know, don't change the context of the story just so you can go ahead and fit whatever you want to go ahead and put in there. Just keep everything faithful to the source material and you will be a-okay. So guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, you know, what do you think sticking to that source material? Is it important, or do you like it when the English version or whatever is slightly different than the Japanese version? If they want to go ahead and change some of the words, that's okay. Actually, sometimes you can make the argument that the English translation was a little bit better than the Japanese version, like Nomura went ahead and said over there. Like, you know, sometimes the Japanese or the English version depends on which one is better, but again, you know, if you want to go ahead and make certain changes, you know, it's got to be those small little phrases. Can't be changing any of those key important words that play a major part of the story, like, you know, the Heartless, the Nobodies, the names. You got to get all that stuff right. Don't change it. Like, if you want to have Sora smack talk and say something different, then that's okay, but do not change something that could completely mistranslate and confuse the living hell out of everybody. So guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, as that really helps me out. And if you don't already, you can follow me on Twitter, which is the same thing as my YouTube channel, which is Ed the Wiz. So until next time, guys, I will catch you later. So peace.